Hey dudes out there. I want to start a video series about doing some Reason ML programming. I wanted to do this for quite a while, but now I've been thinking about doing sort of an app, and also I want to create a blog. And I was thinking about, okay, what do I need to do for that? And I will definitely need a component library. And how awesome would it be if I had a reasonable component library that I can use for that blog and that for that app. Now, the interesting part of the thing is that I'm absolutely really bad at CSS, so also haven't really done that much ReasonML. I did some, but it was like a few months back, and probably I forgot quite a lot. So what I'm gonna do is by no means educational. It's just I wanna record my struggling, so maybe I can learn something and someone else can learn something along the way. So the first thing would be to just start creating a project, and as I said, the first thing is building a component library with some UI primitives. I mainly want to focus on things like boxes, box component, flex component, some layouts, and the main inspiration is definitely gonna be style systems and theme UI, things like that. Obviously not that complicated. I just gonna be happy if I can manage some sort of box with emotion and ReasonML. So then the idea would be to progress from there to a component library where we can have all kind of things like buttons, avatars, icons, inputs, modals, popovers, things like that. So, and yeah, obviously once that's done, then I can start working on the blog and the app that I have in mind. But that's definitely gonna be more complicated, because for example in the app we need to have a backend as well, which I have no idea what kind of language to use, what kind of framework to use. But later on that, in the blog is gonna be somewhat easier, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be challenges, mainly because they interrupt between JavaScript and ReasonML. So as I said, I have absolutely I wouldn't say absolutely no knowledge of CSS, but I'm no mean expert. So the only thing I can rely on is my React and JavaScript knowledge. So we'll see how far it can get us along the way. So with that being said, what I want to do is just simply create a project called ReasonML Component Library, and ReasonML Component Library, and probably first thing is just install dependencies. In one so here I just want to fire up VS Code, and here a buckle script, and here just Webpack. Good stuff. So it is running on localhost. Okay. So that's all about setting up the project. And as I said, I just wanna start building a component library. So first of all, I wanna focus on before I get into the details, I definitely need emotion. So yarn alt ps css, and I need to add this dependency in buckle script. So it shall be ps css. Now start buckle script. Good. So it should compile and everything should work fine. Now I don't need this initial setup, that is for sure, so I just want to get rid of this one. And yeah, okay, so I need the appropriate extensions. So this is rather for native ReasonML, and where's that? Reason, and that is what I need now. Just gonna reload it. Okay, and one more thing. I believe that the auto format is turned on, so settings, workspace settings, format, on save. Okay. So now, okay, now it formats on save, which is handy. Now the component 2 is out of the picture. In the index I don't need that one, don't need that one. And the ID should be like a classic root. Okay, and I wanna rename this to simply like app. So rename, oops, app, and I don't need any of this thing. I don't have that. I don't have that either. And just wanna, I believe that's it. No such file or directory. What am I doing wrong? Syntax error. Yeah. Okay, so it works. Now, since we just cleaned the whole thing, I just wanna okay, so that's like good. I think I can do a git add over, I think. Let's see, I like setup initial project. Okay. Great. Start buckle script. And okay, so we have the app now, and I want to have a folder where I store my components. So yeah, components would be fine. And as I said, the first thing would be a box component that I wanna do. Well, just be box.ram. Okay. And before doing anything, the thing that I don't know how to start with this. Maybe just simply return. Maybe just like returning a div with like the children, so I can simply use it as like I can swap, for example, this to a box and it should compile. What's the problem? Let's make unbound value. Oops. Am I missing something? It compiles. So yeah, okay. Maybe it would worth having buckle script in like here. How can I get up the terminal here? It's like, yeah, here. So how about killing it here so we can have a better feedback loop. Okay. Okay, so as I said before, the inspiration is like Rebus styled components, and I think pretty much like every big not primitive UI, but like if we check like most component libraries have this box concept. So what I wanna have here is something like I wanna be able to apply padding and wanna utilize polymorphic variants for like just simply telling it that it should be like a middle stuff, and I don't know, maybe okay, so padding is that, but the padding top should be maybe like extra small, so that should be the goal. Yeah, so, and obviously all of that would be optional, so that would definitely require a theming component, but as I said, I don't really know much about creating component libraries and CSS, so I just kind of make it up as I go. So here in the box component, let's just start with like adding a P that is gonna be optional, right? It's gonna be optional, and I definitely wanna have my theme. Later obviously it's gonna sit in the box component, but like now I just wanna have again like a type spacing, which could be polymorphic variant with values of like extra small and I don't know, medium, large, extra large, and just one more like a extra large. So we have that, and so ideally my big plan is to, because I don't really know much about like normal CSS, I'm probably gonna be somewhat fine with BSCSS guiding my hand, both because it handles specificity and all the CSS related thing, but let's just say if I want it to be like a platform agnostic stuff, I kinda like to make it as a design system. So in the theme I just want to specify the spacing, and then I would have a separate stuff which just simply says to CSS, and later it can be like maybe to CSS is not the right wording, but I wanna have functions here or functionality here which translates the spacing into BSCSS. Later on it could be like maybe if I wanna switch later the BSCSS to like normal CSS and wanna use class name directly, it can do other things. Or maybe if it's like not a web platform but a native one, I mean Reverie or something like that, like the design system can be there and that module can be swept, so like the interface will remain the same, but the actual implementation can be swept. Maybe it's kind of an overhead, but I think it's worth maybe considering that stuff, giving like one other layer. So how can you imagine this is like, just have a let spacing to CSS, which would simply be a function that pattern matches on the spacing. So every time, for example, if I encounter a pretty small value, I just for now it's just gonna return an integer, right? For sake of simplicity, every other value it's just gonna like return 1. It doesn't really matter at this point, I guess. It's just like later on it can return basically anything. So it can be a CSS value, it can be a class name, whatever. What we're gonna use in the box component is the theme, and the theme is gonna be constant. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe not, but I think that's not that much of a hassle to just create 2 of them. And obviously the theme, both the theme and both the 2 CSS module will be moved out from here. So what I want to do now is, so yeah, we want to do something like class name should be CSS style, and I think I can do something like belt option here, map with default. So can I do that, or should I do it elsewhere? I'm not really sure. Can I do CSS empty is a rule? CSS empty. CSS empty is a okay. CSS empty is a list of rule. So I can't put it here. Okay. So that means that I probably should do it somewhere else, I guess. Okay, so for now, I don't want to overcomplicate things. Maybe I already did that, so I can just do like result, and if there is some value which being passed, like I can do to CSS spacing to CSS value. Now the value should be a CSS rule by the standards of BSCSS. So now I can actually put here maybe I can open CSS, so I can put, or maybe I don't even need to because it's a polymorphic variant, so I can do pixel like 4 I guess, and I can do every other time just give me back a pixel of whatever. For now 10. Okay, so that's not really good. So now we're returning that, but we need to feed that into CSS padding, right? Map with for CSS. And it needs to be because it's a list of rules, right? Or what's the wrong with this? Okay. Okay. CSS empty, and this CSS rule, somewhere around the option A. So value should be a spacing, so it converts a spacing to CSS value, and we feed it to padding. Yeah, we actually not feeding the argument. So what's wrong now? Isn't that right? So this expression has type list A. It's a type list CSS rule to I'm a bit confused. So CSS empty returns. Oh, it's actually a function. So I can just like call it. I don't really get it. Is it a function now? Let empty. So this is a function. And what was here? Oh, that's interesting. I have no idea how this works. So I'm just gonna default it to like an empty list. Probably that's not a very good solution. Is it? It compiles, right? Yeah, okay. Okay. So we now have the result. We put it there, and so if I head over, Okay, so there's nothing there. But if I specify like basically anything, it should give a pixel of 10. And if I tell it that it should be extra small, then it should apply padding of 4. Okay, so let's try out with medium first. Okay, so the padding 10 is there. And let's do XS1. Okay, so this is very like raw, and I think we can build from there. So this is definitely not gonna scale this solution, but like we'll see how it will go. Alright guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.